Herb Parsons was born in 1908 in western Tennessee. He came from a family of hunters and shooters. He received his first .22 rifle at age 7 and is reported to have hit quail on the wing with it when he was 12. When he was a freshman in high school, he saw Ad Toepperwein, Winchester's great shooter, give an exhibition. And like so many others, he was hooked and inspired to practice and perfect fancy shooting techniques. As a consequence, he was hired in 1929 by Winchester as a professional shooter and groomed as the logical successor to Toepperwein, who was approaching retirement age. Parsons shot for Winchester for over 30 years. He was also a world champion duck caller, grand champion professional trap shooter, a Hollywood movie advisor, and active in the hunting sports. In 1956, Parsons made a film called Showman Shooter, produced and narrated by Ted Husing, a famous sports personality of the period. Parsons died unexpectedly in 1957 at the age of 51, at the peak of his career. Unquestionably the best and most famous exhibition shooter with the rifle and shotgun of his decade. He was the last of the great professional exhibition shooters.
This is shooting at its best. And now 14 hits in 18 seconds from the number 8 position. A real tough skeet shot. That, my friends, was Herb Parsons doing some of the finest shooting that this Ted Husing has ever seen. And believe you me, I've seen a lot of shooting. 14 hits from the number 8 position at skeet, almost as fast as I could count. Wow. Well, of course, Herb should be able to shoot. He's had a lot of practice. 7 straight years on the Sports Afield All-American Trap Shooting Team. Winner of the Grand American Professional Championship in 1954. And, of course, that's winning the World Series of trap shooting. Herb's specialty is exhibition shooting. Of course, some of you have probably seen him around the country or read about him in national magazines. Well, I'm down here at Herb's home to interview him, and I think I'd better get started. Tell me something about your guns here. Do you need all these for hunting?
No, you don't need them all, but it's nice to have the right gun for the right shot. And I use all these in my exhibition. Different guns for different shots.
What kind of a shot do you do with this one?
Well, this one, Ted, I tell a story. This rifle hasn't been fired in a long time. It is one of the early American rifles, a muzzle-loading flintlock.
Oh, the Kentucky Long Rifle.
Right. Really, they were made in Pennsylvania. Some of them were used in the Revolution, and a lot of them were used against the Indians. But mostly they were used for hunting. You see, back then, if you were going to have company for dinner, your wife didn't call the butcher and have him send up a frozen turkey. Instead, you called your boy and you said to him, "Son, your ma's kinfolks are coming to dinner. I want you to take this rifle and this ball, get yourself some powder from the horn and go out and get a little venison. Or if you can't find a deer, get a wild turkey. Or if there's no turkey around, get us a rabbit. And son, if you miss, don't worry about coming back to dinner. That won't be in."
Oh, so that's the way it was. Well, I guess if a man wasn't a good shot in those days, he didn't have to worry about losing weight. But do you really think they were as good as history makes them out?
Well, Ted, all I can say is if Daniel Boone or any of those fellas had one of these new firearms, then I wouldn't want to shoot against them.
Well, let's get back on the track, Herb. What are you going to tell these folks about the guns and the shots that you do with them?
I have a better idea. I'll show them exactly how it's done. If you'll all come with me to Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This job of shooting is not as difficult as you might think, so let's pick up this little .22 and start off with something we can hit. Take a big potato. Let's start off with that. one. Settle this. Make it one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who may be bothered with poor eyesight, you never have to worry too much, because with this little rifle here, all you have to do when you go out and the rabbit jumps up, you really don't sight at him at all. You just hold it there and kind of wiggle it at him. That's all you have to do. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The next little rifle I have here is a pump rifle, a little repeater. And those of you who are confronted with the problem of a target to shoot, then you get something, throw it up one clay target at a time. And then as the empty halls come out of the target, then hit those little empty halls.
I can hardly believe this when I see it. Herb is actually hitting the empty cartridge cases as they are ejected from the rifle.
The next little rifle we have here is a Model 70, 22 Hornet rifle with a velocity of 2,600 feet a second. Let's see what happens to a big iced potato when you hit one. Let's try another one. Let's try one of those big oranges. Another orange. And some morning, if you're having a little trouble with your grapefruit or your orange juice or your vitamins, let's try one of those vitamin crushers. So we will.
Folks, that orange was loaded with dynamite.
Gee, those must be powerful vitamins we have here. The next little rifle I have here is the famous of all rifles, the Model 94. May I shoot this rifle incorrectly first by holding the gun in the backward position, and result is it comes off your shoulders.
Notice that when Herb holds his left hand back near the lever, the gun pulls away from his shoulder as he ejects the empty case. To hold it correctly, he moves his left hand forward so that when he operates the lever, the rifle remains firmly against his shoulder.
Now, down yonder we have a few cans sitting on a log, and let's load up and go down and see exactly what happens to those cans. Shooting this little 94, this might give you an idea what happens inside of a deer, bear, dog, buzzard, or maybe a cattle rustler. So watch those cans as they explode into the air. And those of you who might be planning on making a trip to shoot larger game, then you probably want a larger rifle. Then try the 348. Notice the 348, those cans on the left. Notice what happens when you shoot them with a 348. So we will, but if you don't kill him with that, you'll give him a stomachache he'll long remember. The next little rifle I have here is a 351, a rifle that the FBI, the law enforcement officers use, so let's see exactly what they have. Using the 351. Let's try another grapefruit. Let's try a big orange. Let's potato here. Come on, just a lot. All right, you place this little rifle right on our shoulders. Pick up a box. Bring it out in this position. Push the box, drop it, see if we can break the bottle before it hits the ground, out of the time it hits the ground. So we'll just give a little bit of push that. Would you like to see it again in slow motion? All right, we'll try it. Oh, you should see a nice big buck in a real close place. You just drop the old rifle to the side and... Well, if you don't kill him, you'll cut down a tree and hold him till you get there. Those of you who might be planning to shoot game at a longer distance or a greater distance, then you would need the 270. Notice the 270 shooting at a watermelon. As I shoot this watermelon here with this 270, watch what happens to this particular shot.
Herb obviously doesn't need a scope to hit this watermelon. There must be a trick to this. Hey, Herb, why didn't you tell us it was loaded with dynamite?
Yes, sir. That's the way we serve watermelon juice in Somerville, Tennessee.
Take it easy, Herb. Take it easy. The excitement's getting too much for us ordinary shooters. Well, Herb isn't finished yet, but let's take a breather and gather our shattered nerves. Herb shoots so fast and so easy, it's rather hard to realize how amazing his skill is. For instance, take that first shot. You or I might hit a potato or an orange thrown into the air, or at least you might. But look at the size of this one, or this one real close up, or this last target. I wouldn't be able to see it 20 feet away, no less hit it. And then these cartridges that he hits as they eject at the rate of almost 1 a second. You know, folks, hitting a thing that size when it's flying through the air, well, even after I've seen it done, I'll bet money it's impossible. Now let's get back to Herb and see what he can do with a shotgun. But first I want to tell you a little story about Herb's trophies over here. This duck is in this lifelike pose because Herb didn't want to shoot him. No, sir, he just called him in and put salt on his tail. Because you see, Herb is many-time winner of duck calling contests, having won the International twice and having won the World's Championship twice. Herb is now retired, undefeated. Well, how about it, Herb? Let's hear you call in a few ducks.
Shotgun, shooting rifle slugs. And by the way, a rifle slug will not hurt your gun. So let's start off with a grapefruit and see what happens in a grapefruit shot. And now, well, let's try an old cabbage a little bit there. Pick it up. Let's try another slug at a cabbage. And now, okay, just one more big cabbage and give it up. A moment ago, we shot those cans with a rifle. Now we shoot them with a shotgun slug. Notice what happens inside of those big cans when shot at and hit with a 12-gauge slug. Now I have one slug remaining in this pump gun. I'm going to load the gun up with 6 regular trap loads. And watch these shells smoke out in slow motion.
You have to see this in slow motion, or you can't see it at all. That's how fast Herb is. All 6 shells eject before the first one hits the ground.
Yes, sir. That was a Model 12 pump shotgun. The next gun I pick up is a skeet gun. And in this box, I have skeet and trap shells. I want you to notice the striking power of trap and skeet shells when shot or a block that's been hit with one. So watch this block. Notice the tremendous striking power. Let's try another one. Okay. Now we have here a shell. I'm going to shoot the front end of the shell off, shoot the shot out. The shot will pour out, and there will never be a shot in the shell at all. So we'll just toss one out here and like that. Walk over and pick it up.
Herb knocked the shot out of the shell without disturbing the wad or the powder to show what a perfect shot pattern can do.
So should you go quail hunting, if you should shoot at a quail, you would shoot him away. So shoot in front of him. Shoot his eyes out, get your switch, drive him home, and hit him when you need him. I wonder how many of us know the 10 Commandments in gun safety. There are no shells in this gun. To prove it farther, I'll place a handkerchief into the block of the gun. I'm going to point the gun directly at you as an individual. I just wonder how you feel to have a gun pointed right in your midsection. But yet, you place your old gun on your shoulder, start out hunting, and we might say, well, which way should we hunt today? Should we hunt down this way, Joe, or where should we go? Tell him where to go. That's the time. Because you should never point at something you don't expect to shoot. So many times we go out to the skeet field, we get all set for number 8 position. Our best friend says, I bet you miss it. You said, I bet you $2 I don't. Ladies and gentlemen, some of us, or you and I, we wonder why we are never invited back to our favorite club. It might be the way we handle our guns. So again, don't point at something you don't expect to shoot, because that might be your best friend. Respect your gun, and it will give you lots of enjoyment. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have here a beautiful gun. One of the latest developments, the Model 50 in the auto-loading shotgun. Maybe I shouldn't tell you this, but this gun really has a little radar in it. If I should go out and want to shoot a few eggs, I screw this little gadget down to AIGS, egg. Then you just set it right over there and you don't sight. Just hold it out there and pull the trigger. You might want to go quail hunting. Then that would be a little bit different. You screw this down to Queil, quail. So you just toss one out there and give a little sight. now. So you push them out. Gee, I forgot to tell you, it'll only kill the rooster birds. It lets the hens get away. And demonstrating to you the rapidity and firepower of this shotgun, let's toss out about 3 of these little clay targets here. And notice them as they are. Maybe you didn't see the fast action of this gun. So slow motion will show you how fast they really come out. So let's do 3 more.
And if you watch closely, you'll see 3 shells in the air at the same time. That gives you some idea of how smoothly this gun can operate.
Yes, sir, that's quite a gun. So many of us believe we have to hurry in our shooting. And to prove to you how much time you have, let's pick up a couple of clay targets here and toss them in the air, and then pick the gun up and break the 2 before they hit the ground. So we just give them a little bit of push them out there and break those 2. So it looks to me like, to slow it down a little bit for you, let's do it a little bit better by using 2 guns with assistance catching the target, the gun I should have said, on the end. Toss these 2 up, toss the gun, pick up the other gun, break the other target before it hits the ground, okay? So we just give them a little bit of push there. There we have it. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now we go to the aid shot. In rapidity of first shooting with a gun. Demonstrating the coordination of the finger and eye working together, which is essential in a good shot. Toss this egg between my legs, pick up the gun, turn around, and break that egg before you see the gun. Work the move. So we all up and Would you like to say 2 in slow motion? Okay. Let's do it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And you must remember, you've got to break 1 target before you try 2. The next little gun I have here is a 410 pump. Especially a nice gun for the boys and girls. We'll start off with an orange. Let's see what it does to a big old orange here. All right, let's try an egg. Well, now, you boys and girls wouldn't want to shoot a rabbit sitting on the ground. You'd want to shoot under him and make him jump up. So I'm going to shoot underneath this little rabbit out here, make him jump up. And when he jumps up, I'm going to hit him 5 more times before he can set back down. So let's get this rabbit out of here. Thank you. The only trouble with this little gun is you have to keep it locked up to keep it from going hunting by itself. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to the part of the program that I like the best. Because I have here a boy, a typical American boy, sound body, sound mind, and good eyesight. There's nothing special about this boy to you, but to me there is, because he's my son. Ladies and gentlemen, the word juvenile delinquency is a topic of conversation in most of our homes. And I think the finest way in the world to combat juvenile delinquency is to hunt and fish with your boy and girl. Because if you hunt with your boy today, you'll avoid hunting for him tomorrow. It's nice when you hunt with him. It's a heartache if you hunt for him. You show me a good hunter, and I'll give you a good American. Let's keep America strong. Let's keep them shooting. Lena, I have a little 20-gauge gun here. Would you like to shoot it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll just start off with 6 clay targets there, and 1 at a time. So we'll just take 1, 2, and 3, 4. All right, my boy, that's very good. So if we do that with the 6, let's see if we do 2, okay? Okay, let's try a couple here. Then we just toss 2 right down in there. Well, that's pretty good there, boy. After all. Well, now you think you can do 3?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll just see if you can do 3 there then. Okay. There you are. Now. Well, that was pretty good. After all, whose show is this? Would you like to try 4?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll just do 4 then. Okay, we'll just do 4. All right, sir. I'll pick up 4 here. All right, Lynn. and gentlemen, demonstrating the rapidity of the repeating shotgun. So let's start off with 2 say targets. And give them a little toss out. Let's see if we can do that with 2. Let's try 3. So we give 3 out in there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you can break 3, why, surely you can do 4. So we'll just load the old pump gun up here with 4 shells, and let's see if we might do 4. So let's give 4 out in there. Get 4, so we're looking for 5. So let's load it up to 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick up 5 and get out. Now. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, may I do a shot for you that's never been accomplished by any other gun but the Model 12 repeater. I have here 7 plate targets, tossing these 7 plate targets, breaking each target with a separate shot before they hit the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, here they go. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, it's just as important to be a good sportsman as it is to be a good shot.